I said at Mass last night it tasted like leather, but that was wrong. I knew it was wrong. Couldn't get the right word. I think the right word is, it was like hardboard. Not that I've eaten hardboard, but it had that kind of feel or consistency. It was an utter disaster. I only once ever tried to make bread. It was during lockdown, when you were thinking of things to do, and I had to go at making it. And it was just terrible. Sometime later, another thing that I'd learned to do in lockdown was use Zoom. I was talking to somebody who made bread regularly, and she said, well, you weren't thorough enough. You see, you didn't mix in the yeast properly with the dough. And I said to myself at the time, well, how do you know? I mean, it just looks like dough. How do you know the yeast is not all through the stuff? And I suppose how you know is it comes out like hardboard. You have to work at it and work at it to make sure the yeast or the leaven is all mixed through, mixed in. In that parable that Jesus gives of the leaven or yeast put into the flour, he says the woman hid it in the 3 measures of flour. Because, of course, you can't see it. It just looks like everything else. But it's there to make an enormous difference. To make bread be like the bread we normally eat. Not like the bread we use in the Eucharist, unleavened bread, but the bread that we would eat normally. Well, it has to have that, spongy consistency to make it palatable. Hidden. It's, I suppose, a similar idea to the second parable that Jesus speaks, the one of the mustard seed, so small. And Jesus says, that's what the kingdom of heaven is like. Invisible, small, easily passed over, not noticed. Seems a strange thing to say that about a kingdom, because kingdoms are normally about spectacle, about majesty, about people staring in wonder. And Jesus says, it's in the little that you find the kingdom of heaven, in the hidden places. I think it's to make us think about where we find the kingdom of heaven and where we sow the seed of the kingdom of heaven. It's in the little things we do. It's in the small. Those daily encounters, the smile, the tiny acts of kindness, the moments of giving preference to another, than being patient with others, especially in traffic, stuff like that. Somehow, it's in these small things that God's kingdom is to be found. It's in these small things that God's kingdom takes effect and grows. We like spectacle. We like things to amaze us and catch our attention. And there's nothing wrong in that. But we are to remember that it's in the little things that we do. That's where the kingdom is really at work. I can't help thinking that You know, it's often in the houses of those who are poor and who have nothing that you find the kingdom. And it's not to say it's not present in the great mansions of this world, but somehow it doesn't seem to be quite so visible. It's at work in the little and in the small.